So today we're gonna do a little bit different stream. Usually we're doing demo reviews, don't get me wrong. But today we're doing demo reviews of not the pro players, but people who actually asked me to coach them. This is why my coffee link is set up for this. This is my page. You can do !! coaching, and you can schedule a coaching session with me. To give a little bit of background of who are we going to watch. He asked me to focus on decision making, taking good and bad duels, and sometimes not knowing what to do. He sent me his ELO is a little bit below 2000. Hey STYKO, I'm nearing the end of a year of focusing only on CS, but I feel like I haven't improved no matter what training methods I try. Aim trainers, DM, watching my demos, pro demos. I struggle in pugs, and I feel like fixing this would also translate to me playing better in league matches. In most games, I feel like I don't have a single round where I made it play. I'm just there to exist, if that makes sense. So appreciate any help. So this is like common thing where you try to sometimes play correct CS, by the book CS, and then you end up feeling like you have no impact at all on the map. Definitely been feeling that at some point in my career. Let's take a look actually. So this is the match page. It's gonna be Ancient and Naked Konets is the guy that we're gonna watch. So let's dive into it. Oh, the last few updates in CS2 where they actually improved the demo watching experience are I love those updates. It's actually pretty insane. Like, it's much smoother than it used to be. If I compare it to CSGO, it's night and day. But we're here to focus on Naked. We're here on Ancient, focusing on decision making. This ELO is around 2000, so level 9s, I think. It might be lower than some of you guys here in the chat, but that's completely fine. Maybe we'll find something that you can learn as well. I'm actually interested how this kind of lobby plays out. We actually seem to have like a set strat coming out with. That's kind of wild. But on this level, people are calling for execute on B side, double smoke, and we're planting the bomb. Yeah, really straightforward. We're pushing the smokes. I don't really know why, because you're in like 2-man advantage. Definitely not needed. Also, like, you see your teammate kind of wanting to make a play, he decides not to, and then you go and you do it anyway, alone. It's just, you're still in advantage. You should be still winning the round. What a fucking jinx by me. Everyone loses their own duels, and you kind of started it. And you didn't get a single kill after 3v5. That might have been a little bit of a throw play going through that smoke. And that was a pistol round, first round of the game. You really want to avoid having those. So for decision making, don't feel need to like always make a play. You said something, I'm gonna quote you. In most games, I feel like I don't have a single round where I made a play. I'm just there to exist, if that makes sense. And I feel like this is exactly like, you made a play here. I don't think it was a correct one. I think it was the amount of risk you took there for the reward is minimal. I think it was just bad duel and play to make. And now it might result in you thinking like, shit, I just made a mistake. I just lost us the pistol round. I'm not gonna do any play anymore. And you're gonna play like much more reserved. This is what happens to some players in Face It or even, you know, competitive level. Seems like you're a B player. Alright, really straightforward. You have to be careful of mid, not anymore. Your teammate just broke the smoke, so he knows it's clear. And now the smoke on mid is again up, so your teammate from mid cannot really help you. So I personally don't think you should be clearing mid here. So let's see if you do. I think you are trying to take these peaks alone. That was... I mean, you won the fight. I can't blame that. But In general, what you want to do as a cave player, if you ever take cave and you want to take middle, that's completely fine. You should be able to do it through this part of the map. But please wait for this smoke to end, so this guy can actually somehow help you. It's not about him helping you, it's about CTs being suddenly scared about this position, you know? So they're not as confident just, let's say, climbing boxes and fighting you or just aiming you like that. They will always have to be scared about this area as well. It's not gonna happen if the smoke is there. Do we know the ELO of the player? I should have put it on the screen, but it's 1,900. So it's a little bit below 2,000, and the lobby is full of level 9 people. It's not the worst lobby, but it's not like your typical high ELO game. You definitely heard this guy burn. Should be swinging on him. Good play. Good spacing overall. Oh no. Not another 2v4. And it again started with you dying as a first. Kind of domino effect on everyone else. This guy was already saving, it seems. And then those 2 kills enabled him to go back, actually. Alright, it's a save at least. But be careful about this, because it feels like you lose focus when you think the round is over. It happened already twice right now, and it's round 4. Now it's round. Okay, now the mid smoke is gone, you can actually start taking middle. I like the combo, everything's pretty fine, you should have a free kill here. Grab the bomb and probably go away since your teammate is here. You have to be really careful about CT initially and then donut as well. Okay, CT is clear. Got a clear donut and now your teammate is holding it. Like, this is pretty good, like mid-round awareness. I'm gonna ignore that you forgot to plant the bomb. You know where the danger might be. That's the most important thing. You're like aware. Which for level 9 you should definitely be. Level 9 is pretty good level. Holy moly. With a 1-tap. Okay, so I take my words back. It seems like you are playing more around middle. You kind of send a full HE for your teammate. By the way, whenever you're breaking the smoke like that from that far, you cannot ever like use it because it's gonna come back up before you even reach there. So it's worth breaking it from much closer position, and you're just getting caught off guard like that. In general, this is not something that you asked me to focus on, but I will share it anyway. But if you're a mid player, you have to start putting like more pressures on the CTs, because so far this guy and I believe this guy is just taking mid every round. They're super comfortable around this area. They're like climbing heaven, peeking down, and I don't think you ever smoked the red room window, whatever you call it. Now it's gonna be. Surely you're gonna do it now. You're full utility. Did someone throw it? And you're gonna be the guy running out and no one threw the window smoke. It's gonna be lovely. Thank God the guy just stayed in the middle of the stairs. But I don't like it. Like, you got to kill, but... I generally don't like it. By the way, one tip for you. If you're rushing out mid like this on Ancient, it's great that you got a kill. But regarding that, it feels like whenever you're close to Donut, you are actually clearing... You're more focused on this side of the Donut rather than this side of the Donut. And if you're rushing mid, it's very rare that CTs are gonna be at this side from the beginning of the round, right? Because only way for them to make it there in time is if they rush out like this and get into donut. But you didn't see anyone other than the guy that you killed, and plus you would hear them running there. So it means no one started that way. So you clearing left here is extremely unlikely someone is there, and you should focus, laser focus on the right side, and that might have given you kill here against this guy, because you kind of forgot to clear out of nades. Double molly mid, your teammates actually have full mid control. Well, your teammates are kind of opening up the round. Another 5v3 that you had at some point. That was pretty big overflick as well. I mean, you spotted him. That's a pretty big overflick, honestly. I feel like you're... again, this is not something that you asked me to focus on, but there's definitely like high tension if you do these kind of overflicks and you like hold your mouse really, really tight and strong. You have to like let your muscles loose a little bit, and it will help you controlling these kind of flicks. And as I said, it's always much easier to underflick. So you want to underflick on purpose and then continue the tracing on the CT rather than overflick huge like you did now and then you track back, because that's difficult part. That's like wasted movement pretty much. You're wasting time. You're giving him a chance to shoot extra bullets and he kills you and you don't kill him, even though you adjust here, but it's just way too late. You're 29 HP and you didn't even hit him. If you were a little bit more precise with your flick and tension management on the mouse, it could have been 7 bullets, and then it would, you know, almost like up your chances by 30%, and then suddenly you would win the fight and probably you would win the round as well. Yeah, in the end you won the round, but one alive only. If you got that kill, it could have been a much cleaner round. Now you're in a danger of being broken. If they win one round, you will probably have to eco and force, and it's gonna be a mess. So even small things like this actually matter a lot. And I love those flashes. Did your teammate actually spot him? Yeah, he saw the smoke flying. Love those flashes. They will never blind him, and this CT is always going to be blind. Pretty good. I'm not sure if you're actually playing with a premate here or it's complete solo queue experience. You're still in advantage. It's after plant. You have good guns. They don't have kit, I assume. It was eco round, so they shouldn't. Do you go for a peek here? You know what I would suggest next time? Instead of going for an all-in peek like this, try to take these headshot duels instead. You know, try to go back a little bit and actually try to isolate one-on-ones. Because here, if you would swing and there are 2 or 3 people, well, we can get one and get traded, just like it happened. But if you would go back there, where he's aiming, actually, coincidentally, he's aiming here. But if you go back there, you can, like, you know, take a shots, crouch, disengage, go back. Like, pick your duels actually 1v1. Okay, but in that situation, if the enemies would have been closer, he can get caught off guard. Yes, that's why you want to, like, time the play that he did is alright, but you can do it much earlier. At that point, like, if you know they don't have kit, you don't really even need to peek, and you can just hold this angle kind of forever, because you're never gonna get flanked. Like, people going out of cave, they will never, like, walk out of cave and clear banana or something like that. So you can play after plant and play time. But he decided to go for a peek, which I don't mind, but better way to do this is probably to go here and do it a little bit earlier as well. Alright. Ooh, you're edging, I like it. Honestly, you should be happy with this trade, what happened on middle. Basically, your molly... No, you didn't even use the molly, you just used the smoke. And you forced CTs to use a molly, then a molly, and then a smoke. So you won a utility trade big time on middle, and you should be really happy about it. And you forced another smoke right now, so that's 2 smokes and 2 mollies for just the price of your smoke and energy. It's pretty good pressure. pretty good to go through the smoke on your teammate's contact as well. It's not half bad. Like, I can clearly see like glimpses of understanding. As I said, these guys, they never felt any pressure on mid, honestly, with no smokes being used in window. This one was delayed. Like, you can see how easy it is for them to play here. Okay, we got A side. But you don't have the bomb. You see the smoke right in front of you. You can pick that up easily. Here. Would create extra pressure. You can re-smoke donut, you can re-smoke CT. Grab it. No, you did not. Now you have it. Are you gonna use it? Good kill. Good kill. Unlucky. I understand why you were going where you were going and also what you were clearing, but still, that smoke could have been used. I don't hate this T side, but as a mid player, or sometimes you were B, sometimes you were mid, but you need to make stuff happen for mid. To not even necessarily go for a place, but at least don't let CTs to have mid for themselves every round for free. Use the smoke here, use the smoke here, use the molly here, use the molly here. Like, it's almost a must to do if you're a mid player. Honestly, like, this is the second time that we are seeing this, but I feel like you're like missing a lot of micro adjustment shots here. Okay, so you missed like 12 of them here with the USP. Okay, basically empty your magazine. You were always in the wrong position trying to predict his movement, and you were never hitting your guess correctly. Try to relax your muscles a little bit more when aiming, especially in pistol rounds. It's gonna do wonders for you, I promise you. I was like you, like at some point before my aim coach like pointed it out, where I need to stop predicting and start reacting to where they actually are. So if I see them move left, that's when I start flicking left. It's not like going left, right, left, right, because I see them going left, right, left, right. That's predicting, and you will never have consistent aim if you just predict movement of your opponents. And this comes with like also having better like tension management. A second pistol still could be me. Yeah, it was me as well. Like, I was predicting way too much in pistols, and with USP it's so noticeable, and CS2 is even more noticeable. In CSGO you actually had time kind of to react somewhat, but in CS2 the models they feel a little bit like faster and harder to predict when they change movement from left to right and right to left. In CS2 you really need to have that kind of smooth aim, reacting to what you see instead of predicting what you think will happen. You mean better tracking of the head? Yeah, basically, instead of like spamming left, right, left, right, left, right, you actually wait and see where the terrorist is moving, and if it's left, then you react to the left. It's much easier and much more consistent to have this kind of technique for pistol rounds. Little double smoke action. Okay, 2v2. I like that. Oh my god, that was nice. Holy shit, that was nuts flash. That was really good. Nice. I like how you were aware of this middle guy and you didn't tunnel vision yourself completely on B hit that was happening. They basically had a sight, right? And you still checked behind. Pretty good. Pretty good for level 9, I must admit. I see that you're none of you are throwing instant smoke to this part, elbow, I highly recommend you to know these pieces of utility. For city side ancient, this little piece of utility is actually, it's gonna gain you so much elo, like you don't even know. Like, it basically means that this map is going to be uncontested by Ts because they don't know what to do against this, especially on level 9. Sometimes even on level 10, it's gonna be so easy for you to farm elo if you know that smoke. And since there's only 5 spawns on ancient city, you can easily know all of them, and they're pretty easy to throw. Right now you're going for double molly, so at least that's like not that bad, but you missed it anyway, or your teammate. That flash almost got him actually. Almost. And you're dead. And this is one of the reasons why we want to have smoke already there, because you don't need to pull out smokes when you're in the middle of the map, because then this can happen. I don't know. You know insta smokes, but we usually do double mollies. I prefer that you would do instant smokes almost every time. It's just much more reliable, because it takes... you know, even if you want to climb heaven and fight towards B, with molly you can get like 2 seconds before you need to turn and the molly is gone and you need to be worried about middle. Feels like you're not ready for this engagement at all, even though you're aiming there. I'm gonna give you a contrast of what he did versus what you did, okay? So look at yourself from his POV. You're literally not moving compared to him. Now he's gonna flick at you, and from this position, you're barely gonna move. You're just gonna crouch and move a little bit to the left. And you're not moving while you're crouched at all. And look at what he is doing to you. He's gonna strafe into you. You need to react. He crouches, and then he starts moving to the right while he's spraying. I will show you like this. He's always moving back, and this is why you miss pretty much your whole magazine. Because all of the bullets, I wish I can show you, but all of the bullets are gonna be right at him. But some are actually left. But these first two are definitely right of him. And I think if you connect those, he would be dead. 24 HP. So, this is what I was saying that Donk was doing a lot. And he's doing it in official games and in Face It. I'm not saying that you should focus on this, because obviously Donk is Donk, but he barely crouches. The guy legit, you can practice it by uncrouching, unbinding crouch, and just go play that match. And the way Donk does it is he has absurd amount of kills. It's just him standing up, and he never crouches. He never sits down and plays like a turret. Always make himself hard to hit. And you did exact opposite of it. You basically barely moved, even though you were in pretty long fight. I would say like this fight took like what, 2 seconds? Like you were missing a lot and he was missing a lot, and 2-second fight is pretty long time and you barely moved. But yeah, I can feel why you don't. I can see why you don't feel impactful on the CD side so far. Like this sucks when you think they're out and you want to swing on them, and then you swing and they actually swing on you. And then you completely miss the timing. I know it sounds weird, but this is top 3 worst feeling, where you think like you have a perfect timing and position, and then you suddenly, it kind of backfires. Honestly, what I would prefer in CS2 is that if you peek like that with a flash and you don't see anyone, you hide in the smoke again, and then at some point you peek the smoke, you know, you just swing it again. Because again, I feel like you made it pretty easy for them to kill you. just by standing still. We're holding angle, essentially. Honestly, just for future, this is what I told when I was A player, and I think JCam was my donut player. Whenever they're fighting A and you want to help me with a flash, always flash here, where my cursor is right now. Because it's gonna be in front of the box, there's zero chance that it will flash me, and you can swing with it, and yeah, there's just nothing that can go wrong. Rather than you right-clicking, flash through the smoke, it might blind me. But throwing it there, yes, it's not a perfect pop flash, but it allows you to play like both positions, both from donut swinging and then both around default. And the flash pops here, so whenever T's are coming out, they have a chance to dodge it, but then they're gonna be looking away while two guys are fighting them. Break it, break it. Yeah, good shit. Good stack, good stack. You can see how window smoke is pain in the ass to play against. You didn't throw any on the side. Just no info in general. You see, like, it's so hard to play with those smokes being up. Well, you tried Hail Mary play with those flashes, but let's just see, we're a little bit too late. I honestly think that you did it again. Like, as soon as you're in a fight, you just stop and you stop moving and you crouch. This is how your fights just look from T's perspective, and you're just making yourself super easy to kill. Try to pay attention to it in the future, where you just on purpose try to overstrafe almost. Like, the name of the game in CS2 is Don't Stop Moving, and you can see it when you watch Dong and all the good players play right now. Just never hold an angle. Always strafe, always jiggle, always wide swing, counter strafe. If they have to crouch, it's only to distract them, and it's just a tap. Dong is always just tapping the crouch, and he keeps moving. That looks so bad from third person. Yeah, if you look at it that way, I agree that it's not looking that great. And it was like a common occurrence. I know, again, like you asked me to check you out when you're taking good and bad duels. So this is kind of part of it. I don't think you're necessarily taking wrong duels or bad duels, but you're taking them wrong. As if you just focus on shooting way too much and not all the other aspects of the duel, you know. I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope you learned something from it and try to cover everything that you wanted me to cover. I went maybe a little bit too in-depth on in-game stuff for Ancient specifically. I don't know if it's your favorite map or a map you like to play or generally try to avoid it. But I try to make you climb into that 2K range of ELO, because that should be honestly your goal right now. You're so close to it, and then you're gonna work your way up in level 10s as well. So I saw a lot of good glimpses of like good player, but a lot of like fundamental mistakes, which is all right. Like, you probably weren't even aware of them before the demo review, and I'm here just to point them out, point kind of obvious, and give you a plan how to fix it, because that's sometimes all you need, you know, just have like external opinion. So I hope it helps.